Good afternoon, my crypto degen friends. How you doing this fine afternoon? I'm doing great. Super hot. I'm melting. That's the way it is in Madrid in summer. So just checking out some Twitter news here. No big stories, but this was interesting. Arthur Hayes says he sold hype, near, and 𝗁 because he believes AI is absorbing market liquidity and faces rising risks that could weigh on both AI assets and Bitcoin. And then also we have this other one over here. It says BlackRock is saying AI is taking oxygen away from Bitcoin. As capital floods into AI, BTC, gold, and all other assets have struggled to keep pace. But BlackRock says the bigger driver ahead may be U.S. debt, deficit, and money printing concerns. So basically, people have been saying this for a while now. Like, AI is sucking a ton of money out of crypto because it doesn't really make sense the way things are going. Because this pretty much says it right here. This is what's been happening all year. Crypto sentiment is bearish. Crypto fundamentals aren't. We have Wall Street keeps building tokenization infrastructure. 95% of institutions without crypto exposure plan to allocate. Basically, there's just tons of tokenizations. There's tons of crypto blockchain getting built into the banking system right now, and prices are in the toilet. So one of the big explanations is that everyone is excited about AI in terms of outside of crypto, and so much money is going into that. And so it's like, right now, any little bit of money is getting sucked out of crypto. People always go after what's what's going up, what's exciting. But you want to buy the asset, at least part of your money, you want to buy the asset that nobody wants if you believe it's going to come back. So that's kind of the main thing that seems to be happening right now. AI sucking the money out of crypto. Before, crypto was like the new thing, it was an exciting thing, but now it's AI. So everyone's throw their money into AI. So anyways, but this is very interesting, talking about buying things when nobody wants them, So I have this post from Peter from the House of Crypto. He said, I made this video where Solana was at $9. I said I was buying because the fear level was extreme and that Solana was a top tier project. I got called a retard by everyone, told it was going to $2 because when FTX sells off its SOL, it will dump more because FTX had a bunch of SOL. FTX was supporting SOL a lot. And so that was one of the reasons that Solana dropped so much, because of FTX and the whole thing that happened there. Now, I bought Solana too. I was buying it as it was getting cheaper. And I think the cheapest I bought it was at 13, maybe 11. But I remember at that point I thought, okay, I bought as much as I can. And if this thing goes to zero, then I'm dumb. So maybe I should stop at this point. Anyways, to continue with Peter's story. So from 9, it effectively chopped around for 10 months, and then it did a 32x. This single trade made me more money in a few months than in all my working life combined. I learned 2 lessons from this and that I hadn't learned in the previous bull market. Of course, I had Solana, so my Solana also went way up, and I was way up on Solana. Everything else is in the gutter, but Solana was holding up my portfolio all this time. So the first lesson that he learned, when everyone thinks you're wrong, you're most likely better positioned for what comes next. Every market from crypto to coffee works like this. Price goes down and everyone gets scared. The fast-thinking brain tells them patterns continues and danger gets worse, so they sell. A handful of people buy, then price goes up and everyone gets excited buying in. Then the handful of buyers at the bottom sells to the top buyers for high prices. So number 2, he says, patience is everything. Everyone is obsessed with knowing when something will happen, yet every expert will agree that it's impossible to know exactly. Of course, nobody knows. And all the experts on the internet, this is me saying this, all the all the experts on the internet are always saying, oh, well, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. They're always wrong all the time. If they knew it was going to happen, they would be all multi-billionaires. So by learning that I simply needed to know what would happen and being okay with the when, I could buy the cheapest prices and sell when everyone wants to buy. So he's saying that he doesn't know exactly when the price is going to go up, but in this case, he believed that SOL was a great project and then it was going to go back up. So it didn't matter when. It didn't matter if it was in a year or 2 years or whatever. And so he bought at the cheap prices. So, I say the same thing. Right now I'm buying projects super cheap that I know are good projects. They're still in the top 30, top 50, most of them. I know they're getting used. They're getting adopted. They're getting tokenization. And nobody knows the future, but most of them will probably come back up quite a bit. So, and then there's another one here from Peter. I don't know what that one is. I don't know why I saved that one. Okay, just a few news mentions here. Illinois moves to repeal aggressive Bitcoin tax. So they made this aggressive tax on Bitcoin. It was like 0.02%. And then now they're trying to repeal it. I mean, they're so stupid. I mean, Democrat-led states are just... today's a great day to stack more sats because, of course, today market's down again. We've got great price. We've got pretty much the best prices we've had in a long time on many coins. Solana Sensei says Solana has been second to none in weekly DEX revenue with over 10 billion generated. So these are some of Solana DEXs. I mean, they make tons of money. Even right now in this bear market, Solana is making tons of money. But Solana is also inflationary. There's some proposals to cut that inflation down a lot. Let's hope they go through. And then someone says 60,000 may have been the cycle bottom, blah, blah, blah. That makes sense because 60,000 was kind of, or 69,000, something like that. It was kind of the high of the previous cycle, 2021, 2022. So it kind of makes sense that it's the floor of this cycle. And then the Senate passes a bill banning the Fed from issuing CBDCs until 2030. Now, I don't know why they set a date like 2030. That's kind of suspicious, but that's better than nothing, that's 4 years at least. But yeah, there should never be a CBDC, so they can't track your money and see everything you're doing. And then people realizing they can't buy Bitcoin for 50% of what it cost them last year, but everyone is bearish for absolutely no reason. The most used meme on the internet, 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲𝗏 looking around on a plane seat. So yes, of course, nobody wants to buy when it's cheap. And I want to buy when it goes up. Doesn't make any sense. It's like Peter said, buy it when it's cheap if you're pretty sure it's going to go back up in the future. You don't know exactly when it's going to go up, but we know Bitcoin is definitely going to go back up. So that's it for today. Hope you guys have a great day. On my website, I have 2 free crypto courses that explain exactly what blockchain is, how it works, and then the other course is how to use wallets, how to buy and sell on the blockchain, how not to get scammed, and all that stuff. It's totally free. I don't sell anything, so check it out. And I will see you hopefully tomorrow.